published 17:33 Eastern Standard Time, 12 November 2017. Updated 17:33 Eastern Standard Time, 12 November 2017. The FA have remarkably received the backing of arch rivals Germany for England to host the 2030 World Cup without any negotiations. There is still no decision by the FA, still bruised from the 2018 bid debacle, about whether to put their hat in the ring for 2030, when the World Cup is expected to be staged in Europe again. Yet German Federation President Reinhard Grindel announced at the official function before the international friendly on Friday that his country would fully support England as the UEFA candidate. The FA have received the backing of Germany for England to host the 2030 World Cup. This premature endorsement is all the more surprising considering the history of tournament bidding rivalry between the nations, including the disputed gentlemen's agreement that the FA would support Germany for the 2006 World Cup in return for their backing around Euro 96, the last big football tournament held here. The FA welcomed Germany's support over 2030, but there is going to be no reciprocal backing for their ambition to host the Euros in 2024. Also in England's corner for 2030 is UEFA President Alexander Seferin, who wants only one candidate from Europe and strongly believes that it is England's turn. Reinhard Grindel announced his country would fully support England as the UEFA candidate sport, and the FA will be relieved that the 1+ TV viewers who deserted England for the dead rubber in Lithuania last month switched on for the draw against Germany that attracted a peak of 6.3 meters. Chelsea have removed a major obstacle to their plans for a new stadium by agreeing a deal for former owner Ken Bates to move out of his penthouse flat at Stamford Bridge. Bates was understood to be the last resident left who hadn't agreed removal terms with the club. Now that he has, Chelsea can knock down the hotel and the apartments attached whenever they wish before moving out in 2020 ahead of the stadium reconstruction. Neither Bates nor the club would reveal the terms of his departure and whether Chelsea bought him another property. Either way, it would have been expensive for the football club to shift old Greybeard. Chelsea have agreed a deal for former owner Ken Bates to move out of his penthouse flat. England Rugby Union coach Eddie Jones, who can be extremely contrary on occasions, bristled when asked after the dull win over Argentina if those who paid more than £100 for a seat received value for money. But with premium Twickenham tickets in three figures reflecting the rampant commercial priorities of the RFU, it was a very fair question. And they will cost a lot more for the All Blacks next November. Supporters paid upwards of £100 to watch England take on Argentina on Saturday. FA's unappetizing draw. Football League, whose Carabao Cup draws this season have been a fiasco, are now finding the Checkatrade draw far from plain sailing. But this time it was as much the fault of the FA Blazers. They talked rudely throughout the draw staged at the official Wembley suite dinner before the England international against Germany, compounding the EFL's error in choosing such an unsuitable occasion, with the councillors tucking into their main course. The EFL had World Cup winning England under-17 coach Steve Cooper helping out to highlight 5 of his victorious squad playing in the competition this season. But the Blazers paid no attention to draw presenter and BBC reporter Mark Clement, who used all his wiles but couldn't keep them quiet. Howard Wilkinson was one of those outraged by the councillors' conduct. They, in turn, were not happy that the draw interrupted their meal. FA Blazers talked rudely throughout the Checkatrade draw at Wembley on Friday evening. There are differing accounts of the way the RFU bade farewell to their head of debentures Phil Sholey, who left Twickenham after turning down a lesser ticketing job, having raised more than £180 million for the union during 25 years in the post. Debenture holders and former RFU executives claim Sholey has been given a very shabby send-off. The RFU say he was given a leaving dinner in the Twickenham wine cellar, which is used only for special occasions,